Okay, welcome back guys. Welcome to the very first Saturday stream. I decided since I will be working on whatever I am working on, currently it will be Cordy, why not stream at the same time? So here I am. I hope you're gonna enjoy it, and today we're gonna pick up what we left off, where we left off yesterday. We are back to the coding engine. We managed to get it working as a community module. We managed to get the other community modules work with it, especially the ones that expose custom keys. And today I would like to compile or parse my key map definition from Cordy, so the big one. And we're gonna check what errors we gonna encounter. I am sure the first one that will be off will be the mouse keys. So I think that will be the first thing that we will add today. I think that should be only one thing, probably stopping it from compiling. And then we're gonna check whatever else they're missing. Probably there will be some fixes needed for the engine itself. And there is one feature that I don't like with it, is that when you have a layer key and there is for example, if you hold the key you will switch to a layer, and if you just tap it you will get some other key, for example enter. And originally in the engine, and I think this version that hasn't been changed yet, this one also has this, that if you tap a layer and you don't send any key from that layer, when you tap out it will by default send the key that was assigned to, like, if you have tapped it. So that's one thing I don't like it. I don't think it's even practical. Throughout the whole time I've been using it, and not even once have I regret removing this from the engine. So I think I will remove it. And yeah, we'll see what other stuff will come up. Probably there will be some. Right, so I guess we're gonna start with this one. And this is our testing key map file. At least we know that most of the stuff is working from it. Well, actually from this one everything is working. I guess I'm not gonna remove it. I'm just gonna change the name, and then I'm gonna copy my key map definition, like from Cordy, and we gonna see what will happen. Well, I think the first thing, even without any parsing, I assume we need to fix those mouse keys since they are absent. Okay, so that's the full Cordy file. Give me one sec. It's getting hot in here. I already cleaned up my folder over here. I think I should remove this one from this folder. We don't need the schema file over here. But we're gonna be needing this, so this will tell us that we will be needing these two modules. Okay, this schema file, I think we can remove everything for now, because originally we just left the definition, include over here, but the same stuff is include over here in the introspection.h. Yes, we have that over here, and this file is prepended to our key map file. So basically that would be redundant, I think. I hope it won't complain about it during compilation, but if it does, we can always bring it back. So this one is done and clean. Okay, this file stays like this. Okay, going back to those two changes that I have mentioned, I still have a copy of the engine file over here. Yeah, there will be also some stuff coming with this. Raw HID, I am not gonna be using it right now. I've used that because I wanted to try how it's gonna look like when we will be sending some additional info from the keyboard, because we can use the USB like an HID protocol and we can send some additional data which is not a key press. So I've been using that to visualize which keys are being pressed. It even worked. I think I had it in one of my early streams, but for now it's not gonna be used. Maybe we'll come back to it sometime later, especially now in the era of community modules. I think I can add that as a community module. That would be okay, because before I just dump it inside the code. So let's take a look. Where did I put my mouse keys? Over here. Okay, yes, that's the one. So basically what we have done so far, we got the mouse keys working, but they work in a not reliable way, because the engine will send a key when we press it, but it won't make it hold. So you can't really like drag and drop or do anything like that, because after a short while, engine will send one more message that the key has been released, and this way it's just gonna drop the key. I think I even have that somewhere. Which key was mouse button? It doesn't really tell me much. We're gonna experiment a little bit, but I think it was one of these. Hello, Technoteens. How are you doing? So this is the mouse key. You can see the blue circle. So this is when I press it. But if I try to hold it, nothing happens. I mean, if I hold it, it will be released shortly after. So that is the problem with the engine. But it's easy to fix. We just need to add a special cord that will be used for the mouse. But I'm looking at it right now, and I used this. I have used custom implementation of mouse buttons, but I think we should be able to get away with what is available from QMK. But then it makes me wonder if we, for example, if we don't have included any mouse keys or any kind of a pointing device, would it still include the mouse keys? I think it should, because they are kind of like the default. They are kind of like a default key. Let's take a look. MB. Okay, so it says QK, mouse button. All right, so I guess it is, because the user space, or like the default space, is all the way to FF, or like DF. So this should work okay. Oh, we're gonna find out. I'm gonna drop it straight into the template, and then we're gonna take a look like what will happen after parsing. Okay, over here we have single dance. It's a very fancy name for a chord, but basically this is like the simplest chord that we can send. So I guess I will drop my mouse chord shortly after it. And we have to change all the curly brackets for the parser to not complain later. Oh, there are only 3. I am building a keyboard. This keyboard looks something like this. From the top maybe would be better view, not so much, it's a little bit too close. How about here? Yeah, so that's a keyboard. I've been working on it for quite some time and I am nearing a release for it. But before I do, I have to clean up all the code and, because it's been taking so long. So there's a lot of old code that needs to be cleaned up, changed. And it turned out that the engine it's been using is also very old, so it needs a lot of work before I can post it anywhere. So that's what I've been doing. The past 4 streams I was trying to update all the code that goes into this coding engine. Okay, so the mouse report, we not gonna be using that. What makes me wonder, because I did it this way, maybe because it wasn't quite working the way I wanted it to work. Okay, we have activated, deactivated. I also have a mouse wheel over here. Okay, I can always revert back to the original code, but for now, let's clean this up. And let's take a look if we can even rely on the basic keys. Over here, I have a bunch of the mouse keys that I would like to use. So MS, BTN 1, 2, and 3. So that will be the mouse keys. And then I have wheel. So it's up, down, left, and right. I am using both. So that will be this. So it looks like it's very similar to this, because this function, the key in, this will send a message to the PC that a key has been pressed, and then we will get a key out. But this key out is a little bit too fast. Let me take a look. There was a feature. It was like processing all the key codes. Maybe I should change this to C. Okay, that is much better, even though it's a text file. Okay, process header, process command. Okay, this one, deactivate active chords. And what is it doing? Okay, it's going through the codes. Is activated. Okay, maybe we will be able to do it like cleaner, because the way I approach it, it was just like bolt-in support for the keys, but maybe we can do it a little bit better. I wonder if there is a chord that is not timed, because this one is looking at the dance timer and then it will just expire. Okay, yes, this is chord without. Okay, this one is with counter, so it means this one will be. This one will be auto expiring after some time. Yes, so we have this one, KC. Makes me wonder if I can use any other built-in keycode just to do that, but then I won't be able to get the mouse keycode anyway out of it, so I think there's no way around it. I really have to add additional chord, but at least I know how to do it properly. Yeah, for example, this one looks like a good candidate, because on activate we just do something, and then on deactivate we do something else. So over here we could just activate, and when we release, okay, but it's a little bit similar. It makes me wonder if there's something that is not time dependent. This whole thing is a state machine, and I think we can use that to our advantage. Okay, maybe for now I'm gonna focus just on one key. Okay, so if we're gonna have a cord for a mouse, so maybe we don't really have to do this kind of a check, because it's gonna be definitely one of the mouse cords. Yeah, we need something like a lock. I think there was a lock somewhere over here. We could just either use it or maybe try to change. Okay, over here there is a lock. Okay, so this one will lock next one, next key. And how does it work when it's processing? Take a look. This, where is this used? Maybe you could basically connect two cords into one, so that will be like a standard cord and a lock. So once we press it, it will press and automatically lock. So we have two in one, and we don't have to maybe then do too many changes inside the engine. The issue is that the engine is a little bit complicated and I can't quite navigate comfortably. Yeah, but the lock functionality works for the next key. So if we're gonna lock it, so that will be only available for the next key. And since we want the key that we are just pressing to be locked, so that might not quite be what I need. there is this thing over here, but this relies on the dance timer, so that might not work for us either. Because like when we press it, then if we hold it, so I think it would, then we can change it to press from active. So that would mean that it's being pressed or it's being held. Is there anything interesting involving this value of distance? Also makes me wonder if, for example, if we have a, okay, now it's a little bit too late to change that, because there is auto shift functionality. It makes me wonder, like with our changes, if it's still functional. Okay, looks like if we use this key in and key out, technically it should work, but the question is, why is it releasing? Because it's gonna be technically the same as with the standard port. A single dance, key in, key out. What is this restart? When does it happen? Okay, so MB is not reserved, so I guess we can use that for the mouse. Single dance mouse like this. I'm gonna bring back this small layout. It will be easier to work on it. So over here, instead of having this, let's change that to MO. Or maybe we should, no, it was MB, but maybe we should change it to MS. Okay, let's change it to MS. And we can do it a little bit different maybe, although there is no KC. Okay, so this one is not reserved as well, so we can use that for the mouse. Let's change this to MS. But then a single dance mouse. So parser should handle this. Now we have to just figure out how to send it. Definitely we have to send it on activated. So when we press it, so value 1 holds the key code, and that's it. Okay, but how can we deactivate? So deactivated definitely not gonna work for us because it didn't work over here. Okay, so from idle, we go into all the keys for the chord are pressed. So we are in the ready state. And then the timer expires, we go into activated. So this is where we gonna send it. If we go with deactivated, then it will just switch it off after some time, which we don't want. We can go over here, but then we are dependent on this dance timer. After some time, it will still deactivate, but if we change this to locked, and that's starting to get interesting. If we lock it, so for example, over here in our code, we can change this that's a pointer. What will happen if we change this to, what's the name, state lock? Oh no, it's just lock. Okay, so it looks like over here, it's like a loop. So if all keys are pressed, so I guess this means if we are still holding the key, then it will loop. So it's gonna be locked, ready, locked. Wait, over here there's also a key lifted. That would be interesting because like okay, press from active. And this looks very promising. A key lifted. So we go activated, we can send the key. Then if we change this, if we change the state to press from active, I think it would be more meaningful if this was called pressed from active. So that would mean that the key is still being pressed. And then if we release the key, we go back to restart. So for example, okay, let's do it like this. Press from active. And if we, this one, gonna change anything. It's for now. Okay, and okay, if we arrive at the restart, we can maybe do something like this. If self state equals press from active, and then do key out. So send to the PC a message that the key has been lifted. It's gonna be self value 1. So that's where the key code is. I don't have much confidence in this part. So we have some kind of a skeleton, how to do it. We have this part, so I hope it will parse it correctly. And I also hope that later on, while processing, that it won't like skip the engine processing and send it straight to QMK or like send it back. It shouldn't, because we shouldn't allow for that. It only happens at the end of this parsing loop. Okay, so parser is changed, template is changed, and the key map definition is also updated. So we have this over here. Okay, looks like it finished. Wonder what happened here. So this is new source code already generated. Where's introspection.c? Let's take a look. Okay, single dance. Okay, single mouse dance. So it did include everything. Okay, case activated, deactivated, restart. I hope I won't block my mouse key for like the whole time. That could be a disaster, which might happen actually. Okay, key layer. Right, let's take a look if we have a correct port generated. MS, PTN. And the question is, why is it twice? Twice for the same key. Something is off. Could it be that that's the issue? MS. Yeah, it might be because it picked up this and maybe later on this one. Question is, can we somehow skip that? Probably not. I can't change this to custom name because then it will attach KC, which we don't want. I think maybe I should change the name of this. Maybe I should change this to MB, mouse button. Maybe for now let's focus on getting it to work. And if it works, then we can contemplate, maybe we can somehow change the naming so it's not that odd. So over here we're gonna have MB. How about now? Okay, it's generated. And we still have to so this is correct. Why would it make two? Oh, it looks like it's duplicating for all of them. Have I overlooked such a huge mistake? Okay, because this is like if so, okay, it's gonna be if KC, if MB, and then it will go down all the way. Yeah, I think it would be better if we change this to arrange. What was the new? Match. Yeah, that would be better. So maybe we should change that because this if else, if we add one at the end, I'm gonna be taking like all of that stuff. Doesn't matter what we add. Okay, this looks like a major change. And this would only work if we, over here, if we would add that it's not within and like all of the keys over here. So if it's not reset, if it's not DM play and so forth, then only then you can just jump into it. And otherwise it would just duplicate the chords. Something I missed. Stupid error as usual, but it would be better to change this into match. Makes me wonder how can I do that with starts with. data. We go, for example, let's say we have a code that is ACK. Let's do that code. Test case. Match pattern must be a class. That's awesome. Okay. Quite sure how I can do that over here. Well, looking at the structure of this function, these two chords and strings, these are globals. We can just bolt in return, because if it's one type, then it won't be another, right? So once we are done, If we have, for example, KC, it won't be MB. So once we have this done, we could just hit return. And that's it. We don't have to process anything else. I'm gonna try that. Because currently I don't see a good solution. And of course we have a bunch of errors. How else? Line 48. Okay, no errors this time around. Do we have any chords inside this file? Okay, looks like we have no duplication anymore. And it looks like we have all the keys. Okay, so that was maybe not the best idea, but it worked. PDL. Where is my mouse button? Yeah, so at the same time, maybe it doesn't really matter if it's starting with MB or MS. Okay, but let's leave it as MB for now. That's over here. More interesting part is what will happen if I try to use it. Okay. Okay, so it's complaining about this thing over here, but it shouldn't be MB. It didn't strip the name. Okay, expand keycode. Most probably there is something else I need to change. Is my parsing not working the way it should be? Let's take a look. What are the other ones? Maybe it's not parsing correctly. Okay, it did parse string in correctly. Well, the issue is I don't have any other layers. As usual, JSON problems. Okay, this should be okay. Looks like I think I have to clean it up a little bit, because if it's so like vertical, I can't find if I have a missing bracket or something. And now it's much easier to figure out what is what. If I want to have another chord set, I will just copy this and do it like that. For this layer. The same goes over here. I hope yeah, finally works, no problem. Easier to figure out if it's like this. Okay, so now I should put somewhere maybe let's inventory. Okay, it's like it works. So something is off with processing of my mouse keys. Over here. So this shouldn't be like this. It should be without. Okay, so it's not stripping. Okay, so it's gonna just drop this key as it is. So the same goes with KC. So it's not removing KC. So yeah, okay, it makes sense because it's gonna be sending the original key code, but we don't have this. I think a little bit further down the road, it should be unpacking. Oh yes, this one. Guess we can use this to unpack, so we don't end up with the code from with MB like this. The layer. I guess something like this. So this unpack by char, it's from key code, so we're gonna have this. Yeah, it should be okay, I suppose. Yes, okay, so now we have it correctly. What is it, MS? Yes, MS button 1. Okay, finally. I guess we made it through. Okay, string in. The problem 566. Okay, that's the name of the layer. What the hell? How was it out of range when it was okay just now? I think I got the name of the layer wrong. Uppercase, like this. Okay, string in undeclared. That... One sec. Okay, I'm back. Looks like it's a delivery yet again. What happened to key in? Oh, string in. Ah, okay, I think I know. Paste string in undeclared. Yeah, I think there was an issue, so yet another problem. I think I solved it already before, but now I have to go through it yet another time. And there is this problem with strings over here. Where did it? Oh, that's a bit mess. So string is also twice. one more second. Yeah, so now when we have strings in it, there's an issue probably. Something is defined in a way that you can't see it when it's compiling. Line 667, yeah, most probably. Yes, string in. So that's the function over here. So I think we should move it in template. Template.c. We have course leader sequences. It makes me wonder, why is it like so far away? Like, couldn't we just move all of that? These cores, they don't really have to be here. And where are all the strings? It's a bit messy. Where does it spit out all the strings that it's using? The number of ports over here. We have, that's the list of ports. Okay, it's over here. We have chord list and strings over here. Okay, so I think I'm gonna move it in template. It will be easier. let's drop it over here, and I have to move string in. There is still a bit of error the way they look like. There's a tabulation over there. Here, I think I can move it like this. I hope I don't break anything. Okay, let's see how it looks like right now. Maybe one more time. Oh, finally. Okay, so this is aligned. Yep. What is not good is that they are doubled. I wonder what I messed up again. Makes me wonder if it's gonna compile this time around. I think there was one more issue with the leader key. Okay, so now it's complaining about strings. Okay, so if I move it, then it's gonna complain that it's missing some definition. How about we move all of this stuff somewhere up? I don't see a reason why this has to be over here. How about like this? Okay, so now this has to be after I got you move it one way and it breaks somewhere else. So terrible. I think I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna make a forward declaration of this. How about we do it over here? Is that gonna work? Okay, finally. Okay, should I leave it like that? I guess I'm gonna... And what is the problem with parsing? Why do we have 2 strings instead of 1? I have an idea. How about we add one more? Probably it's not an issue with parsing. So one more string. Let's do this, for example. Okay, yeah, so that is interesting. So yeah, I had to deal with that before, because if there was no string, it wouldn't output this, and that would be giving an error when compiling. Yeah, but that doesn't explain why do we have duplicated for just one. We have duplication on this, but not on the other. Oh, okay, I have it twice. Oh, right. So it's not a duplication. My God. Okay, now it's correct. Yeah, so this way I have handled if there is no string, then this one will be just 0. And if you have just like 1 or 2, let's see what happens if there is only 1. I'm gonna remove. How about I remove like this one? Let's this one. And what happens here? Okay, we have only 1. Perfect. Great. Okay, so we are supposed to check the mouse button, but along the way we had such a huge detraction that I almost forgot what we were supposed to do with this code. Okay, so if this one compiles correctly, we should be able to finally check, yes, finally check if the mouse is working or not. but at the same time we might even lock it for good. Take a look. So, keyboard still works. And the mouse button, which one was the mouse button? Okay, D, so this one is D most probably. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like it doesn't work the way I was intending to. It will still disconnect. So we have activation correct, and in a way we also deactivate correctly. I assume if I would remove this line, the mouse key would be blocked. I think maybe we can check that. Let's see if okay, that's the template. Okay, let's leave it on the template. Although it will be faster. It will be faster if we just change it over here. So right now there should be no change if oh no, it's still disconnect. Okay, now I don't understand what's happening. I wonder if there is anything interesting in the debug. Maybe it's not being processed the way I think it is. Wouldn't know. Okay, something is a little bit off here. If I remove that, then there should be no output. Okay, so yeah, there's no output now for the mouse. So at least this part is correct. When we send key in, how can I make it stay locked? I don't want it to be disabled after some time. It looks like there is no way, because over here it will just change depending on the timers. Like, doesn't matter whatever I will set up, it will still change. We have ready lock, then it's gonna be restart. Yeah, it's still not locking. I can't hold it. Well, it makes sense, because if I would hold it, then engine will take it as a, at least maybe not as a auto shift, because this key is not set up as auto shift, but if it was, then it would activate auto shift. So we have to do it some other way. but it's still strange. I think at some point it would just send like all the keys that were pressed, it will send a command to like depress. Okay, maybe we could use the lock somehow. For example, we could lock the engine. But then it will unlock if we press anything else, so that still doesn't help us at all. Okay, what about if we, instead of using in, we're just gonna do tap code. . or maybe even like register code and unregister. So that will be okay, because we can register code, and that will be equivalent to pressing the key, sending command that we just press the key, and then if we unregister, that's a message that the key has been released. So maybe instead of relying on this built-in to the engine functions like key in, key out, and even this tab code actually is coming from QMK. The same goes for this register code. So instead of using that, maybe I can just register and then unregister. So over here, instead of using this, let me just do register. Okay, register code. Okay, still nothing. That is so annoying. Okay, looking at the previous code, what we have right now is basically the same stuff. The difference is that we are sending the code instead of sending a mounting device report. And this makes me wonder, do we need mouse keys in order for it to work? Oh, but there is output, right? If I press, I do get the mouse key. Oh no, that's not the issue. The issue is that it's being interrupted. Which is funny because I am only registering it, but I am not registering it. So the engine must be doing that for me. Just done with the exam. What kind of exam? Physics? Okay, how about we change it to idle, maybe? So we pretend that it's done, but it's not done. Oh, that is got that. DSA? What is DSA? Oh, data structures. So you're doing computer science? God damn it. Okay. But you have CS courses either way. Yeah, that's okay, I guess. They come handy. I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna register this code when the code is being registered, deregistered or deactivated. And I'm hoping that this will effectively block it. So maybe I can go from there somehow. Still nothing, still won't lock it. How come? Looks like I'm a little bit in trouble. Not quite sure how to approach that without using the pointing device report like I did before over here. I would just send a report and that would be it. So it even worked from like the simple state. When it's activated, that's it, it would just send. And then like on deactivated, I would just reset. Makes you wonder why it's not working over here, for example. I'm not even removing this code. Yeah, right now it will activate when I press and it will activate again when I release. But when I am holding it, yeah, it will send that it's not being pressed anymore. How about if we maybe add a different state? Let's see what will happen. Let's do it like this. Let's do it hold. It's got activated, and let's change this state to hold. I wonder what will happen. Let's leave this and this for now. Okay, so activated, we're gonna change to hold. Hold is not being processed anywhere because like I just added. So technically none of the code processing should apply to it anymore. So we're gonna leave it as like, we're gonna leave it in a hold state. Still nothing. Why is it removing this key? I don't understand that. Yeah, and it's not being processed anymore because it's in this fancy state. there's a clear function. Where is it being used? Okay, so this is only used as a chord. So yeah, I was expecting that it might be cleaning. And that's why I can't force it. But this one is not being sent anywhere. So this is only a key. So we can have a chord that will, like, if you have anything locked, or maybe we are stuck on some layer, or maybe some modifiers are stuck, we can clear it like that. Send keyboard report. Key in, key out. I'm trying to figure out where is it actually sending the message to release the key. It works when I press the key, it will send the register key code, and I don't send a code to the register, so technically this key should be locked. Looks like this key out is not even used that much. Okay, because it's in command mode. So yeah, if it's a command mode, then it's not sending anything from the keyboard. Oh, okay, so this one it is used. Yeah. Oh. I think I'm gonna drop it for today. Can't see how to push it forward. Okay, maybe I will come up with something until tomorrow, and if not, then probably until Monday. But we still have to push it somehow. I give up for today. No idea how to push this forward. I might be back tomorrow if I can figure it out. If not, then probably on Monday we just gonna go back to the standard implementation that I did some time ago. We're just gonna use pointing device. Yeah, that kind of annoys me. I would rather have it like working without any band-aids like this one. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna look into it in peace. I don't want to bore you to death with me staring into code. I will see you maybe tomorrow if everything goes well. If not, then maybe probably on Monday for sure. Then we're gonna just go back to the old implementation, and maybe over time I will manage to figure this out. Alright, for today I guess that will be it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you didn't die out of boredom, and come back maybe on Monday, maybe tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Stay tuned on the schedule, should be updated. Hey, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.